When I came here in 1926 from Everglades, it was a very, very tiny little town. They had planted palm trees along the streets in the old Naples area, but there were very few houses. It was hard to get a place to stay, and there was not much to do. You just had to make your own work here and do the best that you could, because it was 1929 that the Depression came along, and of course that really stopped Naples from growing for a long time. After the war, World War II, Naples began to grow gradually, and now it has exploded. Well, everybody that came home, Mrs. Creighton, Mr. Creighton had died during that time, and everybody that came home from the war, though every boy, Mrs. Creighton offered them property along Fifth Avenue and other places, very cheap, and they did buy it. And then, of course, they built their business building or whatever. Usually it was a business piece of property that they bought, and it began to slowly grow. Then we had a horrible storm called Donna, and it began to, it tore up the town pretty well. And then it really began to grow, and now it has grown extremely large for what it was at that time. It has, I lived at Pine Ridge, and that was way out of town. And if there was nothing out there except homes at that time, no business. There was one bowling alley on about the beginning of Pine Ridge Road on the corner, but there wasn't anything from there on up. Going to the beach, going to the pier every day. I love to go, and enjoy the water. And of course there were other young people that did go to do the same, and we would meet down there and we'd swim and dive and maybe pick up shells or whatever. Often we'd take our lunch and stay all afternoon down there.